Hey there, good morning. It's Reid here. We're back out checking out another community here in Cochrane, Alberta. So, welcome back to the channel. This is Jumping Pound Ridge. Now, behind me, you're going to see the natural area that has Jumping Pound Creek and a big Nature Conservancy of Canada site, followed up with a couple of landowners that are really anti development. So, this view that these homes behind me here have is never going to be developed. Now, Jumping Pound Ridge itself is located just to the west of Cochrane proper. You'll have to go south a little bit on Highway 22 and then head west on George Fox Trail, which will take you up the hill towards Jumping Pound Ridge. Now, Jumping Pound Ridge only has about 160 homes, with 70 something of them sitting along this ridge line. Now, with Jumping Pound Ridge being built in the early 2010s up to about 2015, these homes are still, 10 years old. However, they are slightly newer than communities such as Bow Ridge, Bow Meadows, Riverview, or some of the other older communities here in Cochrane, while still being older and a little bit more settled and a little bit more complete than those newer communities of Greystone, Heartland, any of the communities still undergoing construction. Now, one of the big benefits to going into a little bit more of an established neighborhood is that the landscaping is all done. You get a little bit wider lots, as you can see behind me here, with a little bit larger homes. And then you have a little bit more established natural space surrounding, as some of these communities earlier on really did a great job of keeping that natural space. Now, Jumping Pound Ridge is predominantly made up of detached homes, and you'll see the 160 homes kind of in the community overhead here are what's available. So the community itself is really small, meaning you're going to get to know your neighbors. You're going to have a little bit more of a tight-knit community group. However, on the west side of the community, there is a set of townhomes, which you'll see here. And those townhomes back onto an existing landowner and then across the street from the Stoney Nakoda Reserve land. So there's not going to be any more development around those townhomes. So if you're looking for that townhouse style living without the clutter of multiple townhouses and that kind of usual feel of multifamily living, this is a great option when one of these comes on the market. Now, the homes here in Jumping Pound Ridge, like I mentioned, with all of them, other than that little townhouse development being detached homes, you have a good mixture of the larger homes, like I just showed you, with the triple car garages along the ridge. But you also have a good little mixture here with a few bungalows that overlook the ridge. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a smaller home with that main floor primary space, there are a few of those homes that do exist here in Jumping Pound Ridge. The majority of the homes here in this community are really well upkept. The average renter versus owner ratio is about 90% owners living here in Jumping Pound Ridge, which is just a really nice feel if that's something you're looking for. And with that slightly older community, what you do get is you get some existing landscaping at the front of the houses that just gives you a little bit more of a natural feel and an established feel of the community, while the homes are still really new and not showing signs of age or wear and tear. Now, in terms of schooling, Jumping Pound Ridge, being that it is part of Cochrane proper, as you will, the students will be bused to driven to their respective schools. Glenbow Elementary will handle K-4, Mitford School will handle 5-8, and then Cochrane High School will handle your 9-12. So all of the students out of Jumping Pound will actually have to bus and be driven into school, and they're not part of the zoning for the schools up in Fireside or the future school in Rivercrest or the newer high school of Bow Valley. So just keep in mind that if you are moving into Jumping Pound Ridge with a young family, your kids are going to be going into Cochrane proper for schooling. Next up, all of your groceries, all of your basic amenities, for the most part, is going to be in Cochrane proper. And that is just because it is such a small little kind of isolated community, if you will. There's not a ton for amenities locally. Now, there is across the street, across George Fox Trail, a little commercial section at the community of Bow Ridge, and that has a play school and a daycare located in that building. So there is some childcare services close by, which is a big win. Now, coupled with the pathway that wraps around the entire ridge in Jumping Pound, there is a soccer field and baseball diamonds as part of Bow Ridge Park, right across George Fox Trail. And then further down the hill towards Highway 22 is Cochrane's outdoor soccer fields, where you'll have access to the local soccer leagues and some extra areas there. Jumping Pound Ridge also does have an outdoor playground with a really cool netting style play place with a really big slide on it, which is a really cool feature, something a little bit more creative than just your standard park. So that's awesome as well. And then if you're an outdoorsman and you're big into fly fishing, the confluence of Jumping Pound Creek and the Bow River is a great access point, where then using Alberta's river access rules, you can actually gain access to the creek right between Bow Ridge and Crawford Ranch and walk up along the banks and fish that section of Jumping Pound Creek right from your door. So it's a super easy and convenient place to get out and do some fishing in the evenings and enjoy the natural spaces that surround Jumping Pound Ridge. So if you've been looking for that community in Cochrane that's going to be a little bit quieter, a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more removed from Cochrane itself, Jumping Pound Ridge is a great option. Whether you're walking along the pathway overlooking that conservancy site or walking along the north side of the community here through the treed section, it gives you a little bit more natural space and beauty while still being only 10 minutes into downtown Cochrane to do all of your grocery shopping and needs for amenities. It also gives you a quick and easy access to Highway 22, allowing you to head south and head into Calgary along Highway 1, or head west out towards Canmore, Banff, and Kananaskis and experience all the great natural spaces that Alberta has to offer. So whether you're a young family just looking for a little bit of a quieter space for your kids to play, or you're an older, more mature, retired couple that's looking to get out of the hustle and bustle of the town itself, Jumping Pound Ridge may be a really good option for you. And as always, if you'd like to come check it out, my contact information is in the description of the video below. And until then, I will see you in the next one.